Okay. Now today we will see further how it will affect the voltage regulation. Okay. So what we have seen in previous class, we are using shunt reactor when receiving end voltage more than the sending end voltage. That means there is a Ferranti fact. Okay. This condition is called Ferranti fact. Okay. And this condition is only possible when load is leading in nature. Okay. Leading power factor nature. Okay. Under that condition, I have written receiving end voltage without capacitor, when without inductor, when I am not connected inductor. Under that condition, I have written expression for V is what? Vs minus x q y v. Okay. So this is what Vs. Okay. Xq is total power of receiving end. Okay. So that is Q inductor. What is that? Q load minus Q inductor. Okay. So if you are doing or Q inductor, what is the? Okay. It will also take power, okay, and it will give. So this is positive. This is negative. Okay. So QR is what here? QR is Q inductor minus Q load. Okay. Put here and subtract. This is in case of this is first case. In second case, place this value. Okay. Then you can subtract. You will get this one difference. Okay. That I have discussed in last class. Okay. Now today we will see what is the effect on voltage regulation. Okay. So this is the effect on change in voltage. Okay. So what it will do? It will reduce voltage. Okay. Because voltage at sending end more than the receiving end, so it will reduces voltage. Okay. By the factor of x q by bs, and q is the inductor. Okay. So this is a q inductor. This is q load. Okay. So what is the expression for voltage regulation? If you know, then this is what Bs minus Br. Okay. That is change in voltage, okay, at the load side. Is this expression you have derived for medium transmission line R cos phi minus X sin phi. This is in case of leading power factor. Since we know our power factor is leading. Okay. Phi is power factor in there, which is leading. That's why I place here negative. Okay. And since I am assuming our transmission system or power system are pure reactive. Okay. It means the line have approximately zero resistance. Under that condition, what is the voltage drop in transmission line? This is what? Minus I x sin phi. Okay. Or I can also write this I x sin minus phi. Okay. Now I will plot the phasor diagram of this condition. Okay. This is what? This is Bs minus Br is what? Voltage drop. Okay. So we know the voltage drop is directly proportional to Ix sin phi. Okay. So now let me see how shunt inductor affect voltage regulation. Okay. So let me see it. So if I plot phasor diagram for this, okay, I am just plotting phasor diagram for this part. Okay. Since I am assuming Br is our reference voltage. Okay. And you can see the current, this is what? Br is our reference voltage. Okay. Now what is the current? Current, you can see this is total voltage because this is constant. I am referring with respect to this. You can see the angle is leading, negative. Negative means anti-clockwise. So this is what? This is current. okay, which is leading by an angle phi. Okay, so this is the case. This is the first case. Okay, and this is angle. Suppose this is phi. If you are adding inductor, then you know the current in inductor lag with respect to voltage. So this is the voltage, VR is the voltage of receiving it. So in this case, this current, this I current, when the inductor is connected, then this current, inductor current. Okay, what is the inductor current? Inductor current lags the voltage. Okay, so inductor current is lagging. Okay, this is total current. Okay, this is what total current in first case. Okay, now in second case, your inductor current is lagging. Okay, so I am assuming this inductor current is IL. Okay, so IL is lagging. Now these two current will sum up. Okay, so I will just put this vector. You know, the vector can be placed anywhere in parallel. Okay, so you can shift vector parallelly or you can rotate vector. Okay, so these two conditions you know. So this is what, this is the amount of current I put here in same parallel. Okay, so this is what IL. Okay, now what is the modified current? Okay, so modified current is what? This one. Okay, from here. So this is what? This is I2. Okay, now current is I2. Previously, if I was not connected this inductor, then current is here, current is what? I. But after connecting inductor, current is I2. Okay, I before connecting, before shunt inductor, shunt reactor, okay, and IL after connecting L, okay, shunt inductor. Okay, yeah, after connection. Okay, so you will know this is the current after connection. So before this is the condition. Now in second case, okay, this is the first case. Before inductor connection, okay, or shunt connection. This is second case. Second case, what is the current? Current is I2. Okay, and this X sign. Now angle will change. Phi2. Okay, previously it was phi1. Okay, so you can see this phi2. This is the phi2 angle. Phi2 angle is less than phi1 angle. So we can say cos phi2 is greater than cos phi1. It means power factor also improves. Okay, if you are connecting inductor in case of leading power factor, then it will also improve power factor, as well as it will reduce this voltage drop. You can see this value is more than this value. Okay, so this will also improve voltage regulation, but in case of leading power factor only. If the lagging power factor, under lagging power factor, if we are using inductor, then it will degrade the performance of power system. Okay, so we will never use inductor in case of lagging power factor. Okay, so this is all about shunt inductor. Okay, so if you compare what are the effect of shunt inductor and shunt capacitor, then what points you have to keep in your mind. Okay, so just I quickly write what are the effect of shunt capacitor and shunt inductor. Okay, both are using at load side. Okay, first one is it will use in lagging power factor load condition. Okay, it will use under leading power factor load. Okay, it means it will improve. Okay, Ferranti effect. Or we can say it will reduce Ferranti effect or overcome Ferranti effect. So this is the first comparison. Second comparison, what is the change in voltage in both conditions? What is change in voltage? You have X, Q, Y mod of P. This is the change in voltage. In case of inductor, we are using Q is what? Q inductor. But in case of capacitor, what is the Q? Q capacitor. Okay. So these are the change. Okay. And voltage regulation. What about voltage regulation? Voltage regulation improve. Okay. Under lagging power factor load. Okay. Voltage regulation here also improve. Okay. But in case of leading power factor, voltage regulation in under which condition? Leading power factor. Okay. It will improve if you are connecting a shunt inductor under leading condition, leading power factor load condition. Voltage regulation will improve. Okay. And it will also improve load power. Load power factor. Load power factor improve. Effect of shunt inductor and shunt capacitor. Okay, just comparison. Shunt capacitor used under lagging power factor load. Shunt inductor used under leading power factor load. Okay, and if we are seeing why we are using, we have to compensate this voltage drop in the transmission system. Okay, for that purpose, we are using shunt capacitor and shunt inductor. Okay, and shunt capacitor will improve voltage regulation under lagging power factor load, and shunt inductor improve voltage regulation under leading power factor load. Okay, and this shunt capacitor improve load power factor. Okay, and this is also improve load power factor. But if load power factor is leading, okay, what is the ideal condition of load power factor? Unity. Okay, so we have to use these compensation devices to improve the performance of power system, or we can say to improve the voltage regulation and power factor. Okay. Now another topic is series compensation. Okay. So what we will use in series? Okay. Can we use inductor in series? No, because inductor will increase voltage drop in transmission line. So we will never use inductor, series inductor. Okay. So if someone asks what kind of series compensation we will use, so most generally series compensator is capacitor. Okay. Series compensator or capacitor series compensation. Okay. So initially we have a power system like this. Here we have a sending in voltage. Here we are having a receiving in voltage. Okay, and it's I am always assuming load as a reference. Okay, and this is what line reactance. Okay, now if I place a capacitor in this line, this is what JX, this one, and another one is capacitor. Then what are the effect, okay, that we have to observe? Okay, so this is one minus JXC. Okay, initially inductance of transmission line is what? JX. Okay, you can also represent in that way. Okay, JX. This is JX as previous value, but so in same manner I can represent, otherwise you will confuse. And that thing, same reactance. Okay, so you know the expression of power. Okay, so what is the power under this system? In first case, case 1, Bs Br by x sin delta. Okay, this is in first case. But in second case, what is the power? P2 Bs Br by. Now you can see these reactances are in series, so you can add up simply directly. So x minus xc. Okay, x minus xc into sin delta. Okay, x minus xc into sin delta. So you can see which value is greater, this value or this value. This value is more as compared to this one. Okay, so this is more as compared to this one. Okay, so this value is reduced as, it means this value is more than this value. From here we can compare and we can see this P2 is greater than P1. Okay, so shunt, or we can say series capacitor, increases power transfer capability of the transmission system. Okay, so this is the one advantage. What series capacitor will do? It will improve power transfer capability. Okay, or we can say this value, it will improve this value. Okay, what is the name of this value? This is called steady state stability limit. Steady state stability limit. Okay, I have told you this in power system too. Okay, and this is called steady state stability limit. So this is a first case, this is a second case. Okay, so it will also improve steady stability limit of first case is less than the steady stability limit in second case. Okay, so it will also improve steady state stability limit. Okay, since you also know one expression, P is what? P is what? P max sin delta. So this is P max. Okay, this is P max. P max is what? Bs Br by x minus xc. Okay, so this is a maximum power. Okay, you know this P is constant. Okay, electrical power will not change. Okay, so if P max will change, then sin delta should be reduced. Okay, because product is constant. So if P max is increasing, then it is required, okay, sin delta should be reduced. Okay, if sin delta should be reduced, then you know stability margin. What is stability margin? That is 90 minus delta. Okay, so you can say if sin reduces, Okay, this term reduces. Why this is reduces? Because this term increases. Okay, so this term reduces, it means delta reduces. Okay, sin it, when sin will reduce, when sin angle will reduce. Okay, so delta will reduces. Delta will reduces. Under this condition, stability margin will increase. Okay, so stability margin will increase. So what are the effect of series capacitor? First effect, it will increase power transfer capability, and second effect, it will increase steady state stability limit, and it will also increase stability margin. Okay, so stability margin also increases when we are using series capacitor. Okay, now let me see what are the effect on voltage regulation. Okay, if you are connecting series capacitor, then what is the effect on voltage regulation? Okay, so this is your homework. Okay, in next class we will see what is the effect on voltage regulation. Okay, because I don't have time. Okay, meeting time is approximately